Hi, my name's Maddy and I'm Jewish. This is my submission for Decolonisation Day for Embrace This Festival. And in today I will be attempting to make some matzos, which are a type of kind of Jewish bread crackery thing that we tend to eat at Passover. I recently kind of reconnected with Judaism from a previous kind of slightly atheist existence, because I was raised in a family that didn't necessarily celebrate Jewish traditions and sort of festivities as much as perhaps I or some other parts of my family would have liked, because I have a non-Jewish dad, and we sort of just didn't really think about it. We did Christmas, but we didn't really do Yom Kippur or Purim or Passover or any other sort of very classic sort of Jewish celebrations. I recently actually celebrated Rosh Hashanah for the first time since I came to uni this year with a couple of my friends who aren't Jewish but wanted to come along and support me anyway. I've chosen to talk about being Jewish because decolonisation was a pretty important part of me learning that being Jewish wasn't a bad thing. I would say before I sort of came to this realisation that I had what some people like to call a colonised mindset, where it's like sort of cultural homogeny of white Western sort of ideals was what you were supposed to be sort of aiming for no matter what. And obviously I sort of subscribed to that when I was younger because I wanted to fit in, but now I've sort of found more of myself. I think I've kind of quite happily come to the realisation that that's not the person I want to be, and that I'd much rather connect with my cultural heritage and my religion that my ancestors practiced for millennia before me. I'd much rather do that than try and subscribe to something that I'm not really part of. My family originated in, well, we're not sure where, obviously, as a lot of Jewish families aren't, but we think they came over from Europe during the Second World War, or just before. And you can see, we rediscovered a lot of postcards recently sent from my great-great-grandfather to my great-grandfather, and it's him sending postcards from lots of different places in Europe, from Vienna, Prague, Amsterdam, Switzerland, to his family in Germany, trying to find them some way to leave Germany. And because they foresaw what was happening, as a lot of Jewish families did, and tried their absolute best to get out before it really became a problem. And they did, thankfully. They went to Switzerland, and then eventually from there they somehow illegally, I imagine, found passage to the UK. And then even there, my male ancestors, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my great-uncles were all kept in internment camps in the UK, which are places where they just kept Jewish men, whilst my grandma struggled to survive my great-grandma struggled to survive as a sort of single. Well, her husband was in an internment camp with young children. It was quite a harrowing story to hear, and I heard it from my mum, who had heard about it from our other relatives who now live in London. And it was that was the moment in which I decided that I wanted to learn more about my history and sort of reconnect with Judaism. I decided I was going to make matzos, funnily enough, and I'm pretty much failing at doing it, let me tell you. I pretty much decided to make them because they stopped selling them at Tesco, and we used to eat them quite often when I was younger, and I really like them. They're a nice little snack. They're nice to put just like anything on, like pickles and all sorts. And they stopped selling them at Tesco's, so I thought I wanted to learn to make them myself as a way of sort of reconnecting with my Jewish heritage, as well as covering myself in flour and having a good time. So, yeah. Thank you very much for listening. Toda, Yom Toveh, which means thank you and have a good day.